Warning, do not buy Retatrutide online until you watch this, the counterfeit crisis happening with Retatrutide. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I've lost over 108 pounds the last 2.5 years of being on Mounjaro, Zepbound, and Tirzepatide compound. And on today's episode, overwhelmingly, I have heard you. If you've talked to me about Retatrutide, I want to talk about that in today's video. Normally on my videos, and you can go back on my playlist and see some of the upcoming drugs that are in the pipeline. One of which is from manufacturer Eli Lilly, who also manufactures Mounjaro and Zepbound, GLP-1 medications, that they have in their pipeline Retatrutide, which is like the Godzilla of, it's the big honker of what's coming for GLP-1 medication, but it is still in clinical trials with Eli Lilly. And what is happening, and we've talked about this extensively in my group, you can go to countessofshopping.com/group. It's totally free. It is a free group off of Facebook that the Count and I have created for support and encouragement. It's hotter than hot. But in that group, talking about these problems, peptides, and this video, I have not wanted to make this video to be fully authentic because I'm going to get hate for it. I know many of you are on drugs like these, and I know what's coming for me. So happy 4th of July. But in the attempt to hopefully help somebody not get confused, because it's quite confusing actually. And that's what this message is for. Some people are going to hate me, and some people are, hopefully this is going to help them. And I'm leading with this video to help. And the intention of this video is to help and to encourage. So let's dive in. What's happening is there's Retatrutide with Eli Lilly, the manufacturer of Mounjaro and Zepbound, and they are manufacturing and not manufacturing, they're testing in clinical trials Retatrutide, and it's having huge results right now on the GLP-1 market. The king, or the highest brand name in terms of results, is Mounjaro and Zepbound, but really Zepbound's even higher than Mounjaro because Mounjaro is for type 2 diabetics, and traditionally on GLP-1 medication, type 2 diabetics have less weight loss results than non-type 2 diabetics. So Zepbound is king, so to speak, over Ozempic and Wegovy right now on the brand name market. And so seeing what's happening with Retatrutide, and I've talked about CagriSema and orforglipron and some other amylin and some other things, I think some other things that are coming down the pipeline. It's very exciting. I love talking about those in other episodes. If you want to know what those are and the data behind it, go watch those after this video. What is happening is there's this black market. It's not black market, it's called gray market. And you may hear that term. So if you hear gray market, this is what the term is in relation to. It's on social media of that people are taking Retatrutide. And when I first heard that, I'm like, oh, are they in the clinical trials? And legitimately, one of you is in the clinical trials. One of our awesome countesses here at the Countess of Shopping community legitimately is in the clinical trial for Eli Lilly stuff. Really legitimately is. But other people who've said that, I'm like, are you in the clinical trial? And they're like, no. And I'm like, warning, warning, red flag. That means they're taking the gray market drug, which with Retatrutide, it's having people are experiencing weight reduction of 24 to 30% in 11 months from the treatment. It's huge. And so if you are like me, this is where like the hook on the fish of like, if you're fishing, the hook is for me, like I'm very close to my goal weight, but I'm not there yet. Or for people who are not having, because there's 4 buckets with GLP-1 medication: hyper responders, hypo responders, non-responders, and just regular old folks, regular responders. The fallacy is if you're a hypo responder or non-responder, even a regular responder, but you think that your results are not going as fast as you want them to, because we see these hyper responders on social media and are like, I want to get on that train, which you don't like. We'll talk about that in a minute. That seeing people having these results with Retatrutide, it's like, ooh, it is very enticing to want to jump ahead and take something else on the gray market. And so what it is people are finding more affordable ways, also because of the cost points with how expensive it is with Mounjaro, Wegovy, etc., and taking these Retatrutide gray market drugs. And so basically what they are is they come with these warning labels. You can buy them, and on social media people talk about them, is you can buy it in certain countries, and the ingredients on them scare me, quite frankly. When I see warning labels like this, not fit for human consumption or for even animals, and we're injecting that. These are from some of the warning labels from some of the websites that are actually selling these gray market Retatrutide things. I'm like, the illegal warning are telling you for research only, not intended for diagnostic or therapeutic use. Why are we injecting that? Not we, but why would one inject that into their body? That scares the dickens out of me. And I did a video on this previously, and I used the analogy of like, oh, let me go put some mayonnaise in the hot Virginia sun and then inject that in my face and pretend I have Botox. Like, it's akin to that. Like, you take these, and I think you mix it with stuff. And honey, I can't even bake a cake properly with a Duncan Hines cake, let alone mixing stuff that I'm going to inject into my body. This is where it's like, it's not a Temu dress that you're buying for a discount sale price versus buying it on like Amazon or somewhere else. It's not like that. It's literally something you're injecting into your body. And so what are you injecting into your body with these gray market drugs? Often these are currently offered on the internet under the guise of Retatrutide is either untested mixtures from China or peptides without certification. When people throw in there that it's from China, I feel like in some of it, it's like, that irritates me, but from foreign countries. And so even that's like, there's supposed to be this like negative connotation around that, but under the guides, it's more important, regardless of the foreign country component, without certifications, is peptides without certifications. They can pose a health risk because they have not undergone clinical trials and do not have proper quality control. And you may say, well, Elizabeth, you took, this is the counterpart to it, you took compound of Tirzepatide. Yes, I did, actually. Yes, I did. And I would take it again in a heartbeat with compounds. Because here in the US, those do have monitoring and regulations on them as well. Like, I'm not going to go into that in today's video, but that concerns me substantially less than this. They don't have proper quality control on there. And yes, it does have high level of results, but the safety effects on the nervous system and also risk being studied. Now, this is the other counterpoint to this, because I want to give we're going to do a little ping pong here. I'm going to play my devil's advocate on there too of, you don't know the long-term risks and things like that. And I feel like though there's more regulation though with the other drugs that we have versus these, where you're literally mixing it. People are like mixing stuff together. Like I said, I can't even bake a cake properly without it being like lumpy dumpy. Like am I mixing stuff into it? Like I went to go look at it. I'm like, this looks so shady boots. It looks so shady boots. And I don't buy cheap sushi. I don't buy cheap plastic surgery. And I would not buy something I'm injecting in my body. And so I want to really, really encourage you that I know people so badly want these medications. And I do too. It's changed my life from somebody who literally, it has changed my life, going from morbidly obese to now being able to lift weights and to ride horses and to really, really cool stuff because of GLP-1 medication, but taking a safe, smart route to do this, to not save a buck. Is it really worth the extra, I don't know, a couple $1,000s in savings to lose weight with it, to put your body in that much jeopardy? That is where it scares me. And this is where it's like, you do you. I know there's so many people, not so many people, but there's a bunch of people watching right now who do this. And so you do you. I'm going to do me, but also on this platform, I'm also going to be vocal about I care about you. I sincerely care about your well-being. And I care if you're doing something that you don't know what it is because there's not regulation, because it is coming out of the United States that doesn't have the same regulation we have in the United States. Mixing stuff that can pose a whole bunch of potential problems. And even in compounds, they have to have certain hoods, sanitary hoods. There's sanitation regulations on that. If you're mixing stuff in like your kitchen or your bathroom, you just took a dump and then you're gonna go mix that. Sorry to be crass, but true. Like, and then mixing this stuff, that's where I get scary berry for you. And I know some people are gonna get so angry with me about this video, but I'm willing to take the anger on it in hopes of helping somebody who's been thinking about buying these medicines because they've seen it on a Facebook ad. I can't stand Facebook, by the way. Facebook will have these ads, but they kick my private group off. That is loving and encouraging and factually accurate. Facebook. Anyways, but people are buying these medications from social media. And so seeing them, but there's dubious sources. Wait for the official release from Eli Lilly is basically what it is. And so when you see Retatrutide that is on sale, please have your flags go up going, warning, 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 that's Shady Boots. That company is Shady Boots. Nobody should be selling that right now. In terms of the education in which I have right now. Now, if I make an error on that and we start seeing other companies that are reputable start, but I don't see why they would, because Eli Lilly is still testing in clinical trials. It has not yet been released for the federal government, for the FDA to approve. So until we have that to be able to buy it through the brand name, which I understand that the price point of it, this is where the Count and I have talked about extensively about this. The price point for these medications is egregious. I am 100% here with you. I 100% agree with you. But Daniel Tiger told me I can feel two things at one time. The price point is egregious and disgusting how expensive these things are, 100%. But also the both of that and the and of that is I'm so incredibly grateful for that because it's changed my life. And healthcare clearly is not a moral thing on this, because if it was, people who need these medication most would be able to get them and they don't have access to them. And that's a whole separate can of worms for a whole separate video that I eventually will do. That the Count and I are super, super passionate about of people who need healthcare and these medications the most do not have access to them because of financing. It is a, quote, rich people's drug, so to speak. And that makes me incredibly sad. Let's not get it twisted. I've had other people in the videos be like, I agree with you. It is egregious and people who need it. And so this is where, and so the next point of this, of people who are taking these gray market drugs of wherever the price point is, I don't know, 50 bucks, 75 bucks, 100 bucks, less than that, 25 bucks versus paying $500 a month, month after month after month after month. Is it worth it for that risk? And some of you who are taking it will say, yes, it is actually. Yes, it is. I'm willing to take that risk to be thinner or healthier. Is it healthier though? But thinner, having adverse reactions or not knowing what it's doing to the nervous system because there's extra ingredients in there versus other things. That's where, like for the compound pharmacies, you need to know what it's being mixed with. There's regulations on there. I know that compounds in the US have gotten a very, very bad rap with it, but compounds have been around for a while. And I've learned so much about compounds the last 2 years. If you go back in my videos, 2 years ago, I was so anti-compound. I was like, no. And now actually, having done it because of the shortages with Mounjaro and then with Zepbound, which is why I switched from Mounjaro and Zepbound to Tirzepatide compound as well. I have been on Zepbound 15 milligrams, excuse me, for the last, I just had my shot, and so I get acid reflux still. Even I've been on Zepbound 15 milligrams for over a year, and Mounjaro and Zepbound GLP-1 medication for over 2.5 years. The price point of those I understand, but is the price worth that of injecting something that is very, very shady for you to get results that eventually you'll get off of? And this is the other thing that I like to talk about. For me, I have no intentions of getting off GLP-1 medication. I don't. I know many people come on, and most people, I forget what the stat is, it's overwhelmingly of how many people who don't make it to 1 year of being on GLP-1 medication who get off. And I think truly because of financial stuff and with insurance companies being jerk balls, that's like the financial component. And like I said, people who need this medication the most with our healthcare system is so incredibly flawed and is going to get more and more incredibly flawed as we go on for the next year and a half into 2026. We're going to see substantial changes as many hospitals will be closing and many changes with that, but I digress. With this, to go back over to, I want to warn you on that. And then I know the other question will be like, well, then what do I do? Then I would say looking for a reputable compound would potentially be an option. Those run around $100 to $200 per month. I love in terms of if you're looking for customization for GLP-1 or GIP, or GLP-1 and GIP, I love Join Fridays. Use the discount code QUEEN. I'll link that down below if you are looking for a reputable telehealth company that works with. I get my brand name through Join Fridays, to be clear, because I know it confuses some people, but you have to be an existing patient to do that. So just to be clear on that. But if you're looking for compounds that I love Join Fridays. That's I've worked with them since October 2023. So it's years now. It's been quite some time. So all of that to say, what concerns me are these peptides of where you're mixing things, and with specifically with, if you see Retatrutide on the market, Cagri Sima, Orful Gilpron, those are still in clinical trials. Those are not released. But particular Retatrutide, I've seen it blow up, so to speak, in terms of search volume of what people are talking about and looking about and taking. And bad kitty, please, please, be mindful of what you are injecting in your body. Is it really worth the potential of what could happen? Maybe you don't have a reaction in there. But I have had an allergic reaction before, and it was gnarly. Gnarly, gnarly, gnarly. And if you've ever had somebody in your life who's had like bee allergies or just like allergy things in general, it's scary. And so I could not imagine having that. Like, I just couldn't imagine. And so I really, really want to caution you and warn you about injecting these substances when they say that they're not fit for even animal consumption. These are for in vitro studies, only in vitro studies performed outside of the body. These products are not medicines or drugs and have not been approved by FDA to prevent, treat, or cure any medical conditions. Bodily introduction of any kind into humans or animals is strictly forbidden by law. Why then, if it's strictly forbidden by law, would you want to be like, okay, let me inject that into myself? It is not worth it. And so if you are in this place of between being in a rock and a hard place of paying $25 or not taking GLP-1 medication, can you look with your health insurance company to take a lesser GLP-1 or take something like Contrave? Is that how you say it? Contrave. There's some other weight management tools that you may be able to have. Saxenda. It's not as powerful as Mounjaro or Zepbound or Wegovy or Ozempic, but your insurance company may cover Saxenda, and that may be a better choice for you than these peptide options of injecting of something that's dangerous in the gray market. And there's this big movement happening now in the GLP-1 med. This is where I'm going to get slammed because it's becoming a bigger movement with gray market drugs. That scares me. And if you've been lucky enough not to have or whatever, but you don't know the long-term things of those. And then people say, well, you don't know the long-term things either. Actually, I kind of do. They haven't had, like, we know more about the medication that I'm injecting through brand name than you would out of these companies. You don't know what the facilities are like. There's a lot you don't know. And there's a lot of sanitary and health regulations that we do have on brand name drugs that you definitely don't have. And so I'm going to get off, I'm going to move off this island and let's move to another island where I always like to go back, things I can change and things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. What I can control. Well, Eli Lilly tells me in my literature with my Zepbound weight loss, I can control, I need to change my food and eating habits for lifestyle changes and my physical activity. What are you doing today to change both of those? Or if you can't handle doing both of those, one of those. Pick one. Which one is it? And for me, I could only do the food part, and that was totally fine for the first year plus. Now I'm getting into lifting and things like that. Y'all, I am so daggone excited to lift today. I've been traveling. It's July 4th today as I'm filming this in real time. I got back from being on HSN. I was on an Amazon Live. I've been traveling a whole bunch. I was in North Carolina. It's been nuts. It's been nuts. And then my schedule is going to continue. I got a bunch of other fun things coming up. Fun things coming up. And I'm so glad for people who watched me on HSN. Thank you. All of the DMs I got and the encouragement in my free encouragement group. Like, I love you guys so super much. Thank you. I felt the love. The first filming, you can see it. People are like, how do I see it on? It's the HSN replay. It was through the company called Pure Enrichment. They sell fans. The fans are really nice. I love that company. It's also the same company that does BentGo, those BentGo lunch boxes. They sent me a ton of them, which I've been using BentGo for years. But I'm like so pumped. I'm so pumped in terms of like packing lunches. Let me know in the comments below, would you be interested in seeing an episode on packing lunches? Like, I've got all these back to school tools that they sent early. Like, I have been having so much fun because my kid, obviously, like, I packed my kids' lunch and things like that. So, and like for camps right now, packing and things like that. So I digress. What can you do today to move you closer to your health goals? Is it focusing on food? Is it focusing in on working out? What I did today is last night, because I wanted to wake up it was with ChatGPT. I use Gemini. I say ChatGPT because you guys know that better for AI, but I use Gemini, which is through Google because we're Google lovers. Last night, I went through and I asked a dream interpretation about a dog biting me. I had a dream. You guys know how sweet Wilma, our dog, is, and I had this horrible dream she was biting me. I'm like, I wonder what that means. I asked last night, it was on my laptop, for ChatGPT. I took screenshots because I had Instacart order of my groceries, and I uploaded them all, the pictures, the screenshots of them. And I said, hey, AI, here's all the food I have in my house. Can you please make me a 1,600 calorie meal plan for 130 grams of protein? I would also like to have a clean, simple eats protein shake in there and a Built bar included in there. Can you make me a meal plan tomorrow of what the food I have and make me one for tomorrow? And it did, y'all. I am so excited. I have my meal plan. It gave me the specific, and I said, please tell me like specifically in cups or ounces or whatever. Give me the specific measurements and what I should eat. It is so much smarter and better than what I would have come up with. So I want to encourage you, if you're like, I don't know what to eat today, or if you're having appetite suppression and you really want to maximize the most nutritious, the highest protein, because we know that protein helps with that muscle mass loss that happens with any kind of weight loss, not just GLP-1 weight loss. Use ChatGPT or Gemini to help you. I just did it for today. Like I just was like, here's the food I have for today. We bought all of this fresh produce because I wanted to go into July 4th today with having a ton of fruits and a ton of vegetables. I've been traveling so much. And yes, when I was at HSN, I went to the Whole Foods there and stocked up in my little refrigerator in my hotel room for fruits and vegetables. But I'm craving. And you know, if you're craving something, that means your body's lacking in some of those nutrients. So wanted that. And so it's the best meal plan. So anyways, that was one of my fun tips for you. If you've made it this far in the video, bestie, try it out today. If you can figure out, you can even type up what you have in your house and then ChatGPT, it was so smart. I never would have come up with a combination. And you can also interchange things out of like, oh, that doesn't really sound as good. Yeah, I don't really like chicken. I'm very particular about chicken. It goes back to when I was on like my first diet in elementary school and I had a ton of chicken. So I hate chicken because of that. I don't hate anything. I don't like it. And it needs to be prepared in a certain way. So Gemini, ChatGPT, reconstructed the way that they had the chicken for me to have today. And I'm like pumped about it. The other thing is Clean Simple Eats is having my protein supplements that I love. They have collagen and they have, y'all know I love their collagen and their protein shakes. They're on sale today and you can stack, in addition to their July 4th sale, you can stack my code, which I will link down below, the discount code. I have multiple discount codes. You can go to countessofshopping.com/shop, SHOP. It has all of my discount codes for everything like Built Bar, Clean Simple Eats, Buy Optimizers, like everything. It's all in the count, organized it in one spot. Anyways, we ordered with the sale because I wanted to get some more things. My husband loves the mint chocolate chip. He loves mint chocolate chip. He loves vanilla. And there's a third one he loves, and I'm forgetting what it is. My favorites, I love the strawberry cheesecake. I love the cake batter. I love the vanilla too. Those are my main ones, like my main go-tos. The snickerdoodle is hotter than hot, and they had a donut one, and that's expired. Like not expired, but it's seasonal. If that donut one comes back up, literally I'm gonna buy like 10 cases of it. It's so good. It tastes like a Krispy Kreme donut and protein shake. Anyways, that's on sale. That's on sale, that's on sale, that's on sale today. So stock up on those too. Make sure you stay until July 8th, Prime Day. I will be here 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The deals start at 3 a.m. On my email list, you're gonna get all, I have combed these deals literally for months now. I've been working on Prime Day for Amazon Prime Day. And so I will have those exclusive here for you, the best deals for Amazon Prime Day. I'm so pumped. Like I said, I've been working on it. It's good. It's good. And many of you have sent me your list of what you want me to report on. So I have that too. Feel free to put it in today's video as well of like, hey, Elizabeth, look for me. Someone was like press on nails they wanted me to look for. Someone else wanted travel chargers to look for. There's been a bunch of people. I have a whole list going of what you wanted me to look for you. So if you have stuff you want me to shop for you on of the best deals, and I'll tell you, I have this cool device that tells how much the discount is over the last year. It's really cool on each product I'm talking about, if it's, if you should stock up on that or not. Because some of the deals are good, but they're not like stock up, like buy 2 or 3 of them. You know what I mean? So anyways, I will be shopping heavily on Prime Day. I have my own list of like things I want to get. My beautiful friends, I love you guys so super much. I am going to go fix my Tesla nail in the tire, and so we got to go fix that. And it's been I had to get a rental car and blah, 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 blah. So it's going to be an interesting July 4th for me while doing all of those things. I love you guys so super much. Our question of the day is, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? Tell me in the comments below. And 2 is our emoji of the day is a lightning bolt because it's electric, and I do emojis of the day to get to know you better because I care. So our emoji of the day is a lightning bolt, and it also is my bat signal that you've made it this far in the video. And the third component of that is it helps me to get to know you better through that repetition. I will also pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I will uplift you in positive thoughts, because all are welcome here at the Countess of Shopping table. Very inclusive community. Love you guys, if you're nice. If you're mean, then not so much. But if you're nice, then all are welcome at the Countess of Shopping table. I love you guys. Like, literally, I am so grateful. I am so appreciative. Our community, you guys make me smile. It's literally with what's happening in the world, love and kindness, love and kindness, love and kindness. I love that our community is that beautiful, bright spot in the world, and that makes me smile from ear to ear. Okay, the Countess is calling for me. I love you guys. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings, because life is delicious. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.